Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So today I won't be talking about Net Zero Cloud. Instead, I wanted to give an update about a platform developer one practice test. So this is something we created this week. So if you look at my screen, right? If you go to my course page, that is the platform developer practice test. This is pretty. It's free. So it's 60 questions. You can practice before. Um, going to before you go and appear for a certification. My team member, so we have a developer, Victor, who works from our Poland office. So he's a Salesforce as well as a deep learning engineer. So I asked him last week if he has some time, can he create this for me? So I haven't created this one, so I only reviewed it. So it looks good to me. So it's a 60 questions, so from each different topic, which forms a part of your certification. So what I will advise, right, if you think you're done preparing, if you think you're ready for certification, then go and take this test. The benchmark is you should be scoring at least 90%, right? If you score less than 90%, this will consider you as a fail, okay? So we kept the bar pretty high because obviously we want someone who understands the development to pass this test. I hope Salesforce would have done the same because, I've seen a lot of people, right? They've cleared the Salesforce developer one with brute force. They come and work on a project and they do massive tech depth, right? And eventually we had to let them go from the project, right? It happens, but few of the people who worked in our project, we had to let them go from the project because of the mess they're creating. So the whole point of certification is that you understand the stuff very well, right? And see if you can implement it efficiently in a real life. Otherwise, certification is pointless, right? So that's one of the reasons why I thought, okay, um, you know, once you think you're ready, you can see, where you stand from a knowledge perspective, right? We covered different topics around, what happens, when you use invocable, what happens when you do this test, what happens, it's all multiple choice questions, right? Just out of 40, you have to pick one, just to keep it simple, right? We discussed about flows, Apex code, LWC, bit about visual force, debugging stuff, deployment stuff, Salesforce CLI, metadata API, something about the test, Apex test, right? And a little bit about the design pattern, right? About MVC, model view controller, what design pattern LWC follows, that kind of stuff, right? You should know, right? If you're going to appear for platform developer test, at least if I'm going to interview someone, right, I expect that person to know for the developer role. Otherwise, it's not good enough for me, right? Not going to take that person in my team, right? That's pretty straightforward. And I've been interviewed lots of people in Salesforce space, especially not only from New Zealand, right, but from overseas as well, right? When I was looking for a developer for my company, I reached out to I different people from different parts of the world. So the Polish guy stood out for me, right? He's pretty amazing. So because of him, I had a couple more other people from Poland. I have very huge respect for developers from Poland. They do pretty amazing job. I'm really impressed with the work ethics, the quality of the code they write, right? So unfortunately, we have to let go a couple of people from other country this year because not because of quality, right? Because we were planning to shut down the business on that side of the region. So my company is pretty small; it's not very big, but we just scatter across different parts of the world. Um, so yeah, so if you're interested, right, just give a shot, right? When you think you're ready, when you wanted to prepare for platform developer test. So if you come here, right, uh, my internet is surprisingly slow today because there was some fiber work going on outside the house. So if you go to the continue the course, right, um, it will give you the test, right? So you can see 60 questions, 70 minutes. You can do 5 attempts. Passing grade is 90%. Okay, so you will enjoy it. I mean, if you're someone looking to clear the Salesforce platform dev set, but like I said, please do not take this if you are new to it. uh, take this test once you're ready for it, right? Once this is done, right? I mean, it's pretty much done. So I'm going to release CPQ. That's going to be free as well, right? After that, I'm not going to release the free one because you got to understand one thing, right? I have to ask my developers from Poland to create this for me, and it's a time-consuming process, right? And obviously, if you look at it, Salesforce don't give most of the stuff free, right? Okay, it's fine. I like to help people, right? But at the end of the day, I run a company. I'm a businessman, right? We can give stuff free to people to a certain extent, but not everything comes free, right? But that being said, right, I still want to help everyone out there. So we might make our course for like $10 or $15 the test if you think you like it, okay? Because $15, that's a peanut, right? Like in New Zealand, right? You barely get anything for $15, right? You go to a pub, you get a beer for like $11 or $12, and if you buy fries with it, $20 straight away, right? You go and eat out with the family of four, $200 straight away gone. Um, it's the same with the United States, right? You go to the United States, 15 New Zealand dollars, that's like 10 USD. In 10 USD, I mean, you might get a steak, maybe in a cheaper place in US, or maybe a few beers, cheaper beer if you go and buy from Walmart, or you go to Germany, right? Um, it's like $15 will be like €9 or something. So if you go to a fancy place, that's the price of a coffee you're gonna pay. So yeah, I do understand that in certain countries, currency is pretty weak. I try to keep it to realistic, right? I mean, if you look at other courses, right, they charge you like $80, $1,000, right? So I'm not doing any of this stuff, right? Because I didn't start this company just to make money out of it, right? Because we make money from other stuff, right? We build solution for people. We do deep learning stuff. We have cutting edge stuff which brings us money. So this is I wanted to do because I wanted to help Salesforce community. It's just my tiny contribution to help people get succeed in the Salesforce journey. That's the whole point of starting this whole Salesforce certification series, certification course. So yeah, um, and yeah, like I said, Inspirate the solution is not only involved with the certification. We do other stuff as well. I don't mention that in the website because we have a different website for those things. So that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Adios.